kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to his corner, take the shot, he scores!
Baldwin. Number 1, Romero. The net Buell. Number 4, Marshall Rye. Number 6, Rick Cantana. Number 8, Billy Stokes. Number 9, Gavin Cody. Number 15, at center, Aiden Price. And number 18, outside hitter, Niraj Thapa. Head coach Ryan Yepes, assisted by Mark Feldinger and Denise Wells. And now the Township starting lineup. Number 14, center Nathan Klein. Number 23, outside hitter Ryan Sullivan. Number 25, hitter Will Josepowski. Number 17, right side Ethan Cooper. Number 22, defensive specialist Andre Cruikshank. Number 15, middle hitter Ryan Deegan. And number 2, libero Haley Einhorn. Ladies and gentlemen, here the match.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting started here from Peters Township High School for this matchup between Peters Township Indians and the Baldwin Highlanders. On the court for Peters Township, we have number 22, Andre Cruikshank, number 15, Ryan Deegan, number 14, Nate Klein, number 23, Brian Sullivan, number 17, Ethan Cooper, and number 25, Will Josepowski. That's your starting lineup for the Peters Township Indians. We have Baldwin serving first. We have number 9, Gavin Poe, serving the ball. Score is 0-0. Service over. Number 14, Nate Klein with the spike. Point, Peters Township. 1-0 Peters Township. Brian Sullivan up to serve. Brian with the jump serve and the ace. Point, Peters Township, 2-0 Peters Township. Sullivan will be serving again. Sullivan, another jump serve. Peters Township drops inside. Point, Peters. Sullivan will be serving again. 3-0 Peters Township. Sullivan with the jump serve. Inbounds, another ace. Point, Peters. There's a little bit of discrepancy among the call if it was in or out. Peters Township placing some line judges at each corner so we can make sure they are marked in or out going forward. The score 4-0 Peters Township with this little break in the action as we get the line judges in place. Sullivan back to serve again for Peters Township. Jumper. This one went out. Point to Baldwin. Score 4-2 Peters Township. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 6, Luke Campagna. Serve is over. Spike for Peters Township, returned by Baldwin. Another set. Sullivan spikes. Dig. Drops in. Point Peters Township. 5-1. Up to serve for Peters is number 2, Caleb Enan. Enan on the serve. Set by Baldwin. Over. Peters goes after, digs. Spike. Out of bounds. Spike by number 6, Tommy Bamistrader for Peters Township. Point goes to Peters. Enan serving again. Service over. Baldwin sets. Comes up short of the net. Point Peters Township. Serve to Enan again. Service over. Baldwin sets. Hits. Out of bounds. Point to Peters Township. The score is 8-1 Peters Township. Enan still serving. Timeout, Baldwin. Score is 8-1 Peters Township with this break in the action. Okay, folks, we're back to the action here at Peters Township High School. Peters is up 8-1, Enan serving. Service over, Baldwin hits, spikes, dug by Peters Township. Set it up again for Sullivan on the spike. Baldwin returns, spike Baldwin, dig by Peters, set. Spike a little low and into the net there by Ethan Cooper. That's going to be Baldwin's point, 8-2. Serving for the Highlanders now is number 8, Dylan Stokes. Service over. Peters passes, set, spike. Number 15, Ryan Deegan on the spike. It's going to be a point Peters Township, 9-2. And we have number 17, Ethan Cooper serving. Number 13, Nathan Doomer into the game, also for Peters. Ace on the serve there for Cooper. He will serve again, 10-2 Peters Township. Serve Cooper. Baldwin returns on a spike, and it's good. It's an ace for number 4 on Baldwin, Marshall Rye. 10-3, Baldwin serving. Marshall will also be serving for Baldwin. Rye on the serve, drops it in there with the ace. Good serve. 10-4, Peters Township. Rye on the serve, set up by Peters. Bamistrader spikes, but it's out of bounds. Point will go to Baldwin, 10-5 now. Rye on the service again. Peters sets it up. Hit, spike by number 15. Ryan Deegan, good job. Into the game for Peters. Number 22, Andre Cruikshank coming in for number 6, Tommy Bamistrider. Service goes to Peters. 22, Cruikshank will be serving. Service Cruikshank. Baldwin sets it. Falls short, point to Peters Township. 12-5 Peters, Cruikshank serving. Service Cruikshank, set by Baldwin. Free ball over. Cooper sets it up. Spike by number 13, returned by Baldwin. Ooh. Baldwin was on the net there. That's going to be a point to Peters Township. Cruikshank serving. Service Cruikshank. Baldwin digs, sets it up. Over. Cruikshank. Cooper on the set. Sullivan on the spike. Puts it down. It's going to be 14-5 Peters Township. Cruikshank still serving. Serve Cruikshank. Baldwin digs, sets. Spike. Peters Township digs it out. Number 2 sets. Spike for Sullivan. Baldwin digs it. Back over. Cruikshank passes. The 15 hits it over. Baldwin sets it up. 19 on the spike. Touched by Peters Township. So that's going to be a point Baldwin. 14-6 Peters Township. Number 15, Aiden Price serving for Baldwin. Baldwin subbing in 7 for 6. Nathan Doomer on the hit was a little bit short. That point will go to Baldwin. 14-7 Peters Township. Price still serving for Baldwin. Puts it over. Dug by Peters Township. Set. Spike by Sullivan. Comes back. It's going to be 4 hits for Peters Township. That point will go to Baldwin. It's now 14-8. Price will still be serving. Service Price. Set up by Cooper. Spike by Doomer. Comes back down. That point's going to go to Baldwin. 14-9. Price still serving for Baldwin. Serve over. Set up. Spike Sullivan. That goes down. Point goes to Peters Township. In for Peters, we have Joseph Foskey. In for number 2, Caleb Enan. Serving for Peters now, we have into the game for Peters, we have number 3, Bryce O'Donnell. In for number 15, Ryan Deegan. O'Donnell will be serving. O'Donnell on the serve. Bumped up by Baldwin. Put back over. Free ball. Peters sets it up. Sullivan pushes it over but touches the net. Point's going to go to Baldwin. It's 15-10 Peters Township here in this first set. Baldwin, we have number 9, Gavin Poe serving. Back in for Peters. Enan for Deegan. Poe on the serve. Dug by Peters. Set. Spike down. Return, but out of bounds. That was Josefowski on the spike. Point to Peters. 16-10. Into the game for Peters, we have number 14, Nate Klein, in for number 13, Nathan Doomer. Klein is serving. Klein on the serve, nice. Ooh, touched by Baldwin. Point Peters, 17-10. Klein still serving. Klein on the serve. Dug by Baldwin. Set up. Spike. Return. Set up again by Peters. Sullivan on the spike. Pushed back by Baldwin. Set up again. Sullivan's going to try and do it again. Still returned. Overpass. Josefowski puts it down. Point Peters Township. Klein will still be serving. 18-10. Service Klein, a little bit too long. That went out. Point will go to Baldwin, 18-11. Serving for Baldwin is number 19, Niraj Thapa. Thapa on the serve. Set up by Peters. Ethan Cooper on the spike. That is good. Peters point, 19-11. Into the game for Peters, number 6, Tommy Bamistrader. For number 22, Andre Cruikshank. Sullivan back to serve. Sullivan on the serve. It was long. Point will go to Baldwin. Number 6 for Baldwin, Luke Campagna up to serve. Set by Peters. Oh, not sure there. Maybe hand into the net. I don't know. But this point will go to Baldwin. Campagna will serve again. Score is 19-13, Peters Township. Campagna on the serve. It is long. The point will go to Peters Township. In for Peters Township, number 15, Ryan Deegan. In for Josefowski. Number 2, Caleb Enon, back to serve. Enon serve. Set up by Baldwin. Spiked. Dug by Peters. Set up. Bamistrader bumps it over. Pushed back. Peters sets it up again. Sullivan on the spike. It goes down. Point Peters Township, 21-13. Back to serve for Peters, Caleb Enon. Enon on the serve. Set up by Baldwin. Pushed over. Dug by Peters. Set up. Pushed over by Cooper. Baldwin can't get it back over. Point goes to Peters. 22-13. Enon back to serve again. Enon on the serve, just above the net. Good serve. Baldwin can't return. Point Peters Township. 23-13 Peters. Enon still serving. Baldwin calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break in the action here. Back to the action here at Peters Township. We have Enon serving. It's not on the box cast.
Oh, it's not. Okay, I didn't know.
I'm announcing just for the television. Sorry for the break there, folks. Enan serving for Peters Township. That game will go to Peters Township, 25-13. Game one of the match goes to Peters. We'll take a quick break in the action. We'll be back for the second game of the match. Okay, folks, we're back at Peters Township High School here for game two of this matchup between Baldwin Highlanders and your Peters Township Indians. Peters Township took game one of the match. So Peters Township is up 1-0. Apologize that we're getting a little late going with the box cast here. We had the microphones hooked up incorrectly for the first game, but we should be in good shape now going forward. Referees are getting the lineups set here for game two in this match. This is the first match for both of these teams this evening, so no one has any record coming into it, but good Section 4A matchup here this evening. Okay, we're going to have Peters Township starting out serving in this second match. We have number 14, Nate Klein, serving for Peters Township. Klein on the serve. Overpass on Baldwin. Sullivan spikes, but Baldwin returns. Set by Peters Township. Spike by Bamistrider, returned by Baldwin, set again. Number 17, Cooper on the spike, pushed over by Baldwin. Nice set there. Sullivan on the spike. That one goes down. That'll be point Peters Township. 1-0 Peters. Nate Klein up to serve again. Klein on the serve. Oh, into the net. That's going to be a point to Baldwin. It's going to be 1-1 now. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 19, Niraj Thapa. Thapa on the serve, set by Peters. Pushed over by Cooper. Back by Baldwin, but out of bounds. So this point will go to Peters Township. Sullivan back to serve. Sullivan on the jump serve for Peters. That's going to be an ace. That's point to Peters. Sullivan back to serve again. Sullivan on the serve. Nice jump serve by Sullivan there. Set up by Baldwin. Cooper on the spike. Puts it over. Point Peters. Serve to Sullivan. Sullivan on the serve. Pushes this one a little bit long. The point's going to go to Baldwin, 4-2. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 6, Luke Campagna. Campagna on the serve. Peters sets. Bamistrider coming up, pushes it over. But we have a net. Baldwin on the net. Point will go to Peters Township. In for Peters, number 15, Ryan Deegan. In for Josephowski. Up to serve for Peters, number 2, Caleb Enan. Enan on the serve, gets it over. Pushed by Baldwin, back over by Peters. Set up by Baldwin. Looks like Baldwin might be out of rotation there. That point will go to Peters. Referees coming over to discuss the situation here. Okay, point's going to stay with Peters Township. We have Enan serving again. Score 6-2. All good. We're ready to go here. Do-over. So they're going to take that point away from Peters Township. Do-over, 5-2. Enan on the serve. That one goes out. Point's going to go to Baldwin, 5-3. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 8, Dylan Stokes. Stokes on the serve, set up by Peters. Bamistrider on the spike. Touched by Baldwin. Point Peters. It's now 6-3. Up to serve will be number 17, Ethan Cooper. Into the game for Peters, number 13, Nathan Doomer. In for number 14, Nate Klein. Cooper with the jump serve into the net. Point goes to Baldwin there. It's now 6-4. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 4, Marshall Ray. Ray on the serve, goes long. This point will go to Peters Township. In for Peters Township, number 22, Andre Cruikshank. In for number 6, Tommy Bamistrider. Serving for Peters is number 22, Cruikshank. Cruikshank on the serve. Oh, goes a little bit long. Point goes to Baldwin, 7-5. Up to serve for Baldwin, number 15, Aiden Price. Price on the serve. Set up by Peters. Sullivan on the spike. Sullivan put the spike down, but it appears Baldwin may have returned it. It may have hit the top of someone's foot. I don't know. They're going to redo that point. The score will remain 7-5. Peters Township will redo the point. This is number 15, Price on the serve. Over the net, Peters sets up. Identical to before. Sullivan spikes, but that's out of bounds. So point's going to go to Baldwin. It's now 7-6. Peters started off here with a good run, but Baldwin is slowly catching up. Baldwin on the serve. Cooper sets up. Sullivan pushes it over. Lands it in the front. Point's going to go to Peters Township. In for Peters, Josephowski for Deegan. Also in for Peters, number 3, Bryce O'Donnell. In for Caleb Enan. O'Donnell will be back to serve. Serve over, nice low serve there by O'Donnell. Baldwin spikes it over. Peters hits out of bounds. That point will go to Baldwin. Back in for Peters is Enan. Enan's back in for Peters. Serving for Baldwin will be number 9, Gavin Poe. So we have Deegan back in for O'Donnell for Peters. Then the libero, Enan, coming in for Deegan. Service Baldwin into the net. That point will go to Peters, 9-7. Back to serve for Peters. So into the game for Peters is 14, Nate Klein. In for 13, Nathan Doomer. Klein will be back to serve. Klein on the service. Baldwin sets it up. Spike. Oh, Sullivan digs it out. Not. Ooh, so Baldwin was on the net there. That point will go to Peters Township. Klein back to serve again. Score 10-7 Peters Township. Klein on the serve, puts it over. Baldwin hits it out of play. Point Peters Township. Klein still serving for Peters. Klein puts a nice low serve over, but it goes out of bounds. That point's going to go to Baldwin. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 19, Niraj Thapa. Thapa hits it into the net. It'll go back over to Peters Township. In for Peters, number 6, Bama Strider for Crookshank. Serving for Peters, number 23, Sullivan. Sullivan on the jump serve. Baldwin hits it back, but it goes out of bounds. Sullivan will serve again, score 13-8 Peters. Sullivan, another jump serve. Pushed back over by Baldwin. Peters sets it up, but is called for the double hit. So the point will go to Baldwin. Score is 13-9. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 6, Luke Campagna. Campagna's serve over. Set up by Peters Township. Josephowski on the spike. Dug by Baldwin. Set up by Baldwin. Back over. Sullivan hits. Set up by Peters. Bama Strider on the spike and puts it down. Point goes to Peters. Into the game for Peters, Deegan for Josephowski. Number 2, Caleb Enan back to serve. Enan's serve goes over. Pushed back over. Point Peters Township. Okay, folks, spike here by Sullivan. He puts it down. That point's going to go to Peters Township. Score is 16-9 Peters Township. Back to serve, Caleb Enan. Timeout here by Baldwin. We'll take a break in the action. The score is 16-9 Peters Township in this second match of the set. Enan up to serve. Enan's serve is over. Baldwin digs, sets, spikes, pushes it down. Back up by Peters. Put down by number 15, Ryan Deegan. Point will go to Peters. Enan still serving. Enan still serving, gets it over, touches the net. Oh, it comes back and Peters let it drop. That point will go to Baldwin. Back to serve for Baldwin is number 8, Dylan Stokes. Stokes' serve is over, touches the net. Peters Township digs it out, sets it up. Bama Strider spikes, but Baldwin pushes it back down. That point's going to go to Baldwin at 17-11. Stokes is still serving for Baldwin. Stokes' serve is over. Set up by Peters Township. Hit over by Cooper. Baldwin sets and spikes. Dug out by Peters. Set up. Spike pushed over by Bama Strider. Comes back. Peters sets it up again. High one. Sullivan on the spike. Touched by Baldwin. That's going to be point for Peters Township. It's now 18-11. Into the game for Peters, number 13, Nathan Doomer, for number 14, Nate Klein. Back to serve for Peters is number 17, Ethan Cooper. Cooper's jump serve is over. Baldwin sets it up, pushes it over. Peters sets it as well. Sullivan on the spike, puts it down. Touched by Baldwin. That point's going to go to Peters Township. So we'll still have Cooper serving for Peters. The score is 19-11. Cooper's jump serve over the net. Long one, but Baldwin puts it back into play. Hits it over, but a little short of the net. That point will go to Peters Township. Cooper still serving. Cooper's jump serve over the net. Barely gets over, but puts it in for an ace. Point Peters Township, 21-11. I'm going to take another break in the action here. Baldwin's going to call a timeout, try and regroup. The score is 21-11. We're in the second match of this set. Peters won the first one. Peters won the first one, so they are up 1-0. Some good volleyball action in this Section 4 matchup this evening. Okay, Cooper's jump serve is over the net. Puts it back. Baldwin keeps it in play, pushes it back over. Set up by Peters Township. Doomer puts it back into play. Nice play there by Nathan Doomer. That point's going to go to Peters Township. Back to serve is Ethan Cooper. 22-11 Peters Township. Cooper's jump serve over the net. Ace, Ethan Cooper. Ethan's doing some good serving tonight. Point to Peters, 23-11. Cooper on the jump serve hard, but this one was a little bit long. This point will go to Baldwin. The score is 23-12. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 4, Marshall Rye. Rye's jump serve over. Peters sets it up. Pushed over by Bama Strider, but Baldwin can't get there. This point will go to Peters Township. It's now 24-12. This is game point for Peters Township. In for Peters Township, number 22, Crookshank for number 6, Bama Strider. Crookshank will serve. Crookshank jump serve over, but goes a little bit long. So this point's going to go back to Baldwin. So they're sticking around here, Baldwin is. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 15, Aiden Price. Price hits it over, hard serve. Crookshank pulls it back into play, sets it up. Spiked down by Doomer, but Baldwin returns it. Baldwin is on the net, so that point's going to go to Peters Township. That's the game, 25-13 Peters Township, and Peters also wins the second game in this set. So now Peters is up 2-0 coming up on the third match here. So tonight before the game we had the senior recognition for Peters Township. There's 3 seniors on the team. Number 23, Brian Sullivan. Number 17, Ethan Cooper. And number 22, Andre Cruikshank. 3 fine young men. Just trying to look at my page to see where I had the information on where they're going to school at here. Let me take a look. Ethan Cooper is still undecided between Thiel College or Penn State Barron. His dad said he may consider playing volleyball in college, so we'll have to see. Andre Cruikshank. Andre is a big robotics guy. He's going to be going to Robert Morris University. He's going to be studying computer information systems. And we have Brian Sullivan. Brian is a hard server. He is going to be going to Penn State University studying management information systems. So we congratulate all of our Peters Township seniors and wish them well in their next endeavors in life. We had 4 seniors from Baldwin as well, so we want to wish them well also. Okay, folks, we're going to be starting in a minute and a half here. We're going to be starting this third match. These matches are best of 5, so if Peters wins this one, it will be the game for this evening. If Baldwin wins, we'll keep it alive for another one. We'll have to see what happens here. We're at the new gym here for Peters Township. This is my first time in the gym. Beautiful facility. The gym got opened partway through the year this year. I know the basketball team had to play some games at the old gym, then some over at this new gym. The volleyball team gets to start out fresh at this new gym, and it's a beautiful, beautiful facility. So glad we could be here this evening. All right, folks, we're starting this third game here with Peters Township up 2-0. I believe Baldwin will begin serving here for this third game. Referees setting the lineups right now. Serving for Baldwin, number 4, Marshall Rye. Rye's jump serve over, set up by Peters. Spiked by Sullivan, but into the net. That point's going to go to Baldwin, starting out 1-0 Baldwin. Rye still serving. Rye on the jump serve, puts it over, set by Peters. Josephowski on the spike. It went out, so that point will go to Baldwin as well. 2-0 Baldwin. Rye still serving. Rye's jump serve over, set up by Peters. Overpass there. Baldwin hit it, put down the overpass. Point will go to them. 3-0. Rye's jump serve over. Cruikshank puts it up. Pushed over by Cooper. Baldwin sets it up now. Number 19 on the spike. Enan digs it out. Set up. Sullivan on the spike. Baldwin pushes back. Set up by Peters. Josephowski puts it over, but it's out of play. Point's going to go to Baldwin. Oh, I'm sorry, folks, there. Baldwin was on the net there. So this point will come back over to Peters Township. It is 3-1 with Sullivan serving. Sullivan has a powerful serve if he can just keep it in play. It sometimes gets away from him.
principal's office.
Sullivan on a jump serve, puts it down. Baldwin sets it up, pushes it back over. Peters now sets it up. Bama Strider on the spike, puts it down. Point Peters. It's now 2-3. Sullivan still serving. Baldwin making some substitutions here in the game. Sullivan's jump serve over the net, grazes the net, but gets over. That point's going to go to Peters Township. It's now 3-3. Sullivan still serving. Sullivan's jump serve over but out. In. Right on the line. Close one there. Sullivan serving again. 4-3 Peters Township. Sullivan's jump serve in. Peters hits it but puts it out of play. That's what happens when you have a hard server like Sullivan. Even if you try to return it, sometimes goes out of play.
Imagine we'll see a timeout.
Sullivan puts that jump serve into the net. Point's going to go to Baldwin. Peters still up 5-4. Number 7, George Makel serving for Baldwin. Makel serve over. Peters sets it up. Josephowski on the spike, puts it down. Baldwin returns, sets it up. Not quite enough to get it over. So this point's going to go to Peters Township. Into the game for Peters, number 15, Deegan. For 25, Josephowski. Number 2, Enan back to serve. Enan serve over. Baldwin hits it out of play. This point will go to Peters Township. 7-4 Peters. Enan still serving. Enan serve over. Set up by Baldwin. Spiked but out of play. Point Peters Township. Enan serving. Score is 8-4 Peters Township. Enan serve over. Baldwin keeps it in play, pushes it back over. Set up by Peters Township. Cooper on the spike, but Baldwin puts it back down. That point's going to go to Baldwin. It's now 8-5. Serving for Baldwin is number 9, Gavin Poe. I'm sorry, that was number 8, Dylan Stokes. I had the wrong person. Into the net there. That point will go to Peters Township. Cooper up to serve. Into the game for Peters, number 13, Nathan Doomer. For number 14, Nate Klein. Cooper serve over. Baldwin sets it up, spikes it. Peters gets a hand on it, pulls it back into play. Deegan spikes it down. That is in. Good spike there by Deegan. Point will go to Peters Township, 10-5. Cooper still serving. Cooper serve over, dug by Baldwin. Brought back over. Peters on the spike. Baldwin sets it up. Spikes it over. Peters touched it but put it out of bounds. That point will go to Baldwin. It's now 10-6 Baldwin. Serving for them is number 19, Niraj Thapa. Thapa on the serve. Sullivan digs it out, sets it up over. Baldwin, nice play there to get it, pushes it back over the net. Peters sets it up. Spike coming up by Doomer. Nice spike. Baldwin hits it back but pushes it out of bounds. That point will go to Peters Township. Into the game for Peters, 22 Crookshank. For 6 Bama Strider. Crookshank will be back to serve. Serve over. Baldwin digs it out, sets it up, puts it over. Peters sets it up now. Sullivan on the spike, puts it down. Baldwin returns it, good return there. Peters sets it up again. Deegan on the spike, touched by Baldwin, out of bounds. Point Peters Township. Crookshank will be back to serve. Baldwin takes a timeout here. The score is 12-6. This is the third match of this set. Peters won the first two, so if they win this one, it will end it. If Baldwin comes back and wins, then we'll go to another set. Crookshank up to serve for Peters Township. Coming out of the timeout, Crookshank serving. Crookshank served over. Set up by Baldwin. Spike out of bounds though. Peters Township gets the point, 13-6. Crookshank still serving. Crookshank serve over. Kept in play by Baldwin. Set up, put over. Peters now sets it up. Deegan on the spike. Puts it down. Baldwin keeps it in play. Sets it up. Puts it over, back to Peters. Peters sets it up now. 13, Doomer on the spike, but out of play. This point will go to Baldwin, 13-7. Up to serve for Baldwin is number 15, Aiden Price. Price serve over, set up by Peters Township. Sullivan pushes it over. Baldwin returns, but comes up short of the net. Point to Peters, in for Peters, Josephowski for Deegan, and number 3, Bryce O'Donnell into the game as well. The libero Caleb Enan will sit, O'Donnell will serve. Serve into the net there for O'Donnell. Point will go to Baldwin. Back in for Peters is number 15, Deegan, and libero number 2, Caleb Enan. Serving for Baldwin is number 9, Gavin Poe. Poe's serve over. Peters sets up. Set for Doomer. Spike. Baldwin recovers, pushes it back over, back to Peters. Set up here for Sullivan. Sullivan spikes. Baldwin touches. Point goes to Peters Township. It's 15-8 Peters Township. Into the game for Peters Township, Nate Klein for Nathan Doomer, and also number 30, Daquan McMahon, in for number 17, Ethan Cooper. Klein serve over. Baldwin sets it up. Spikes it over, but out of bounds. It went into the stick, so the serve will stay with Peters Township, 16-8, Klein serving. Klein serve over. Oh, that was a good hard serve, but a little bit long. That point will go to Baldwin. It's now 16-9. Serving for Baldwin is number 4, Marshall Rye. Rye serve over, set up by Peters Township. Spiked by Sullivan, put down. Touched by Baldwin, point to Peters. In for Peters now, Bama Strider for Crookshank. Sullivan will be back serving. Sullivan's jump serve over. Baldwin puts it right back. Overpass, and Josephowski puts it down. Point to Peters Township there on the overpass. Sullivan's jump serve over, hard serve. Baldwin hits it out of play. That point's going to go to Peters Township, 19-9, Sullivan still serving. Baldwin calls a timeout here. 19-9, Peters Township trying to break their momentum a little bit. This game will go to 25. So 6 more points needed for Peters Township here to get the win of this game as well as the match. Sullivan serve. Oh, the timeout work there by Baldwin. Psyched Sullivan out. He put that ball right into the net. That one's going to go back over to Baldwin. It's now 19-10. Serving for Baldwin is number 6, Luke Campagna. Serve over. Set up. Overpass Peters Township. Baldwin puts it right down. But Baldwin touched the net, so that point's going to go to Peters Township. In for Peters, 15, Deegan for Josefowski. Back to serve for Peters, number 2, Caleb Enan. Enan serve, grazes the net, but goes over. That point's going to go to Peters Township. It's now 21-10, Enan serving. Baldwin making some substitutions here in the game. Enan serve over. Baldwin sets up, pushes it over. That's going to be a carry. So that point's going to go to Peters Township. Enan still serving. Score now 22-10. Enan serve over. Kept in play by Baldwin. Set up. Spiked by Baldwin, but comes back over. Doesn't go over the net. Point to Peters Township. It's now 23-10. Enan serving. Enan serve over, kept in play by Baldwin, hit back over the net, set up by Peters Township, spiked by number 30, Deaklin, set up, Baldwin pushes it over, kept in play, that point will go to Baldwin. It's 23-11, so they're staying in it. Stokes is serving for Baldwin. Set up by Peters Township. Bamistrator spikes but pushed back over. Set up again by Peters Township. Enan set. Sullivan on the spike. That's going to go long. That point's going to go to Baldwin. 23-12. Stokes still serving. Over, nice low serve. Peters sets it up. Baldwin puts it over, but it's out of play. So now this is match point for Peters Township here, 24-12. Going to make a substitution here, so we have Nathan Doomer coming in for Nate Klein, 13 for 14. And we have Ethan Cooper coming in for Declan McMahon. So hopefully Cooper can finish it out here for Peters Township. Cooper's jump serve. Baldwin hit it. It looked like it was going to go out, but Bamistrator pulled it back in. That point's going to go to Baldwin. They're still hanging around here, 24-13. Serving is number 19, Niraj Thapa. Thapa over. Peters sets it up. Doomer on the spike. Baldwin can't get it back over. Game, set, and match goes to Peters Township. That's it for this evening. Just a couple upcoming games here for Peters Township. They're on the road. Next game at South Fayette, that's April 1st. Then on April 6th, be back home here for a big section game against Bethel Park High School. So thank you all for listening in. We'll talk to you next game. Thank you.